Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the NECA Hellraiser Ultimate Pinhead action figure. Now NECA has made an extensive line of Hellraiser figures, but that was many years ago when their action figures really aren't nearly what they are today. So this Ultimate Pinhead should come with a bunch of accessories, swappable parts. I believe he's going to be from the first Hellraiser film. This guy is going to look good on your horror shelf with Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy, Leatherface, etc. So let's go and check out the packaging here. Pinhead. Demon to some, angel to others. Here he is looking all creepy, electrified, got the needles all on his head. Here's a lament box. He'll tear your soul apart. Ultimate Pinhead. The top, Hellraiser, NECA logo. Side, Hellraiser. Other side, same thing. The bottom, bunch of credits. There's a barcode in case anyone needs it. The back side here, got Pinhead kind of posed up. Him holding different various accessories, knives, hooks, all kind of torture devices. Hellraiser here. Movie's almost disgusting. It's kind of like gore porn. Lot of torture, lot of tearing apart, a lot of S&M, a lot of leather. This being one of NECA's ultimate action figures. Window box packaging, you can open it up. Here's Pinhead on the inside. And then here's the figure. A couple different versions of the lament box. And here he is, all bloody, all gross. Looking pretty sharp, if I may say so. See several different weapons and interchangeable hands and heads. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He does come with a total of 4 alternate hands, totaling 6 interchangeable hands, 1 alternate head, totaling 2 heads. He's got 3 stabbing or cutting weapons. Then he's got the lament configuration, the puzzle cube, in 2 different forms. But before we take a look at the accessories, let's check out this actual figure. Now I must say, for me, this is a treat, as I didn't have any of the previously released Hellraiser figures. At this point, I've actually looked at the old line and kind of wish I had gotten some. I would love to get some of his Cenobites, but boy, they're pretty expensive to get all of them nowadays. I am definitely going to locate a Frank, because I think that figure is just pretty cool looking. So let's check out the figure here. You can see his head. Pins all over it. Got his eyes there, a little blue underneath them. Silver lips. Really digging the head so far. You can see his leather goes up the back of his head. The pins are done pretty well. They're kind of made of a soft material, so you shouldn't be able to break them off very easily. They can move just a tiny bit. As we go further down, all kind of exposed area on his chest and stomach, all kind of open wounds with different piercings and things through it. He's got a string actually going through this area here. Really weird looking. Double jointed elbows. Looks like his partial leather glove on. He's got what appears to be sort of a skirt. Not really sure how I'm feeling about this. It does allow the legs to move, which is nice, but doesn't quite look the way I'd like it to. You can kind of open it up and check out what's on the inside there. Double jointed, no, actually single jointed knees. They sure look double jointed, but they're not. Overall, this guy looks great. I'm really happy to add him to my horror shelf. Like I said before, I definitely missed the previous Hellraiser releases, and this guy's going to be pretty cool with my Freddy, Jason, and all the other NECA horror icons. And then here he is, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. So now let's check out his accessories, starting off with his hands. So here he is with his first set of hands. And here he is with his second set of hands, extremely similar to the first pair. And here he is with his third pair of hands. This is a gripping hand, allowing him to hold his accessories. These are probably going to be the hands that I predominantly have this figure displayed with. Now let's look at his two heads. The one on the left has a little bit more of a normal expression. The one on the right is a little more angry. You can see his mouth is open a little bit. As I showed in the video earlier, the pins in his head are a little bit soft. They're not made of hard plastic, which is better from a breaking point of view. If they're hard plastic, they can break off with ease. As they're softer, they have a little bit of give to them, so they're not going to break right off if you bend them. A few of mine were a little bit crooked. I kind of straightened them with my finger. I would implore you, be careful with these pins. Honestly, try not to even touch them at all if possible. I could see them breaking if we go around too much or push a little too far. One other thing I want to say about his head, very easy to swap out. Comes off this figure with complete ease. You can sort of just touch the back of the head where there are no pins and lift it right off. That was one thing I was definitely concerned about when touching the soft pins. Are you going to have to push really hard on them to get it inside his neck or pull on the ones at the bottom? No, the heads are swappable very easily. Here's his first, a little bit more normal looking head. Not that there's anything normal about this guy, but the expression is a little more basic. And here he is with his second head, a little more angry. Now let's check out his puzzle box. This thing has a lot of nice designs and detail on it, all different sides. I do like that. I like that quite a bit. And here's the other version. Overall, I think they both look pretty nice. Here he is, holding the cube. And now, let's look at his weapons. It looks like we've got a hacksaw, a hook, and a scalpel. Here's the scalpel. It's a pretty small piece, a little bit of blood on it. Each of these weapons has a ring on the back, and you can actually move that up and down. Next, here's his hook. Detailing is pretty nice on this thing. A lot of blood, definitely been used. Once again, has the same kind of ring on the bottom. And then here's his hacksaw. It's a little bit small, but looks pretty cool. Here he is, holding a couple of his weapons as he's getting ready to mutilate and torture this guy. Now these did not come with this guy, but you can never have enough chains that are super long to go along with your Pinhead figure. Here are a bunch of long chains from some Mattel wrestling playsets. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at his accessories, next let's show the height of this figure. So from bottom to top, this guy here is sitting at about 7.25 inches tall, which will translate to about 18.5 centimeters. Next, let's check out this guy's articulation. So, starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. I'm trying to be careful with the pins here. You can only look up and down about that much. Can kind of rotate from side to side, giving him a little bit of extra personality there. Shoulders on a ball joint. Go out pretty much a full 90 degrees. Looks like the sculpt is interfering from it going a little further in. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got double jointed elbows here. Done a little bit different than the traditional style. There's a different piece of material between the bicep area and forearm. It does have a swivel at the top and a swivel at the bottom as well. Here's the bottom part going in. And then here's the top part going all the way in. Double joint elbows. Pretty cool. Wrist here can rotate around. And it's hinged as well. He's got a ball joint in his torso here. Can rotate around and go in and out as well. Give him a pretty nice range of motion there. He's got another ball joint at the bottom here. Can rotate around. Can also go in and out a little bit. Giving him way more range of motion here than he would probably ever need. Let's go ahead and lift up his skirt. You can see his legs on the inside here. Then go out pretty much a full 90 degrees, a little more than expected. Ball joint side of here. Then go forward about that far. Back about that far. Like I said before, almost looks like double joint knees. but there's no cut at the top here. They can go in a little bit more 90 degrees, which is pretty nice. And there is a swivel at the top there as well. His feet, of course, they can go up and down quite a bit. They cannot rotate, but they can rock. Next, let's check this guy out compared with some other action figures. So the first figure that I would have liked to have posed him next to would be the previous Pinhead from many years back. Unfortunately, I don't have that figure. I'd love to bust out all the Cenobites and display them with this guy, but I don't feel like I'm a fan enough of Hellraiser to go back and get those guys. Now, the first figure that I actually have that I wanted to pose him next to is this McFarlane Multiverse Batman the Man Who Laughs figure. This guy kind of wearing a similar outfit. He's got the leather, S&M, spike thing going on. You could even pose this guy as one of his Cenobites probably. These guys make a great pair if you ask me. Here he is with a bunch of other major horror icons from NECA. And here, next to a bunch of other horror icons, I believe these are all from NECA as well. And let's not forget about NECA's horror sci-fi icons. Here's a Batman villain named Professor Pig that seems to share some hobbies with Pinhead. They both like mutilating, torturing, and transforming people. Next, let's check him out compared to some other various action figure lines from different companies to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Here he is with some of his NECA brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines from NECA Toys. Here he is with some DST or Diamond Select toys. And here he is next to some McFarlane toys. Here he is next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles action figures. And here he is with some Mattel wrestling figures. And here he is next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. And now next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is next to some Mafex figures. And then next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. So overall, I'm going to say this is a pretty nice figure. He definitely looks good. His paint, his articulation, and his sculpt is all crisp. It's all on point. Some things that I don't like about this figure. First of all, the pins in his head. At first I thought it was nice they were soft, but after handling this guy for a little while, I'm very concerned about breaking one off or bending them beyond recognition. I almost wish that he had actual metal pins stuck in his head, very sturdy. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel a lot comfortable with something like that. And his soft goods skirt type thing. I actually like that it's soft goods because you can utilize the articulation underneath, but it just doesn't look like the rest of his outfit flowing down. It looks different from the top part. So overall, if I were to rate this figure, I'd give him a 7 out of 10. He's going to look great on my horror shelf with some of my other figures. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.